What is going on, everybody? Happy New Year to you all. We are in a brand new year, which means more video games are coming out in the next 12 months, and it's already looking kind of stacked even within the first month of January. So these videos are going to be more informational. So I talked about this in my channel update video of 2 years, that every week I'm going to come out with a video more informational, games that I'm playing for the channel or kind of offline. Maybe you'll see them show up in review, and then some games that I've been playing that have demos, and maybe some games that I think that you should be interested in. Of course, I'm focusing on indies because that's what I do. If you are new to the channel, I focus on indies. Also, welcome to the channel. I know my channel has grown a lot in the last couple of weeks, and I'm super grateful for all that. So thank you so much for subscribing. But let's jump into it. So my roguelike video took off like crazy, and so there were a lot of recommendations that I had in the comments, so I appreciate that. And one of those games is called Ravenswatch, and I had seen a little bit about this game for a while. It went 1.0 back in September, and I saw people playing it online. I was like, this is a cool looking action roguelike, but I was playing a lot of Hades 2 and different other roguelikes at the time, so I didn't really get a chance to take a look at it. But boy, oh boy, this game is a lot of fun. It also has a really cool twist on some characters that I have known and read about throughout my childhood. And if you're unfamiliar with what Ravenswatch is, I'll read for you the description. It says, fallen heroes of old folk tales and legends, you are on the verge of a crucial battle against the nightmare invading and corrupting your world. A roguelike action game from the creators of the Curse of the Dead Gods, playable solo or online co-op mode. So there are very famous literary figures throughout history that appear in this game, like Little Red Riding Hood, who has the ability to turn into a wolf. So Little Red Riding Hood is a werewolf. You have Geppetto, who has puppets that attack people. You have the Pied Piper, who uses his mouse and his flute to attack people. You have the Snow Queen. You have Aladdin, who has a genie. You have a vampire. You have different types of literary figures that you've heard about that have a unique twist on them, and I think it's a really cool idea. I really enjoy this game. They have a really cool backstory. You also have Beowulf. I forgot to mention Beowulf, who has a dragon on his shoulder that uses the dragon to attack a certain enemy. So really cool action roguelike. So basically there are two phases to this game, where you have the time will whittle down until the nightmare will pull you in until you fight the boss. So you're on a timer until you have to face the boss, and there are certain objectives that you have to complete. Not have to complete, there's certain quests that you have that you're going throughout the entire map that you can increase all of your XP, increase your abilities, your talents, and just get more and more things to allow you to beat the boss at the end of it. And also has online co-op, so you're seeing footage of me playing solo, you're also seeing some footage of me playing co-op right now, and it's a fun game, man. It's a really fun game. I am sad that I missed the kind of cultural zeitgeist when it came out back in September, but I'm playing it right now. It's kind of one of those roguelikes that I missed. In fact, I have several on my list that I've missed that I'm going to be playing through over the next month or so, and I'll be back to report on more of Ravenswatch when I have put more hours into it. But it's a fantastic game. I'm also going to be playing The Spirit of the Samurai. If you did not catch my Steam Next Fest video, I talked a lot about The Spirit of the Samurai and how it has this really cool claymation style animation to it, and it's really cool and grueling combat, so to speak. And I didn't play it when it came out because I didn't really have time, because it came out towards the end of December, but I did buy it over the Steam Winter Sale, and I'm going to be playing it, and I'll probably do a review on it at some point. I haven't got around to actually sitting down with it and actually formulating my thoughts on how I feel about this game. I've seen a couple of reviews, and it's kind of sitting at mixed right now, but I'll be reporting back with The Spirit of the Samurai as well. So now let's jump into some cool demos that I've been trying out, and the first one I got up here is called Mark of the Deep. It is developed by Mad Mimic and published by Light Up Games. This actually comes out of us from Sao Paulo, Brazil, and Mark of the Deep is an epic pirate-themed adventure with a strong narrative and thrilling mix of Metroidvania and Souls-like elements. Embark on this journey, explore the mysteries of a cursed island, and find your missing pirate crew. So this is an interesting looking game. I was kind of searching for games that were coming out within this span of January, and this one is coming out, I think, January 26th. It doesn't actually have the exact date here on the Steam page, but I think I saw someone post up that it was going to be kind of late January. And so this is an interesting game. It's like a top-down 3D Metroidvania. It says it in the description, with Souls-like elements. So a little bit difficult. I thought it was going to be a roguelike when I first saw it, so I should have read the description when I first saw it. But yeah, it's an interesting game. So it's a top-down Souls-like Metroidvania. So you are puzzle solving. You You're going throughout your map and you're solving puzzles to get to the next area. A lot of backtracking. You get some abilities. Your main weapon is a hook, the big old fish hook that you're using to fight your enemies off with. There's a certain amount of guns that you are as a ranged weapon. And so the story is basically you are a man who's on a pirate crew and you are thrown overboard and you're kind of cursed with immortality, so to speak, with the hook that you're using. So there's a little bit of story in there. I haven't figured out a whole lot of the story, and a lot of what you're seeing is just me puzzle solving throughout the map. So haven't put as much time as I want to in this demo, but it's an interesting looking game. I enjoy the art style. That's why I think it's a roguelike, because it kind of reminded me a little bit of the Supergiant Hades style of art. So that's why I thought it was a roguelike, but it's not. It's a Metroidvania with Souls-like elements. So interesting looking pirate themed game. Haven't played a whole lot of pirate themed games recently, so it looks like an interesting game that I definitely want to check out when it comes out in January. So that is Mark of the Deep. Has a demo available right now if you want to try it out. The next interesting demo that I played is a game called Cairn, and this is developed and published by the Game Bakers. And the description says, reach a summit never climbed before in this survival climber from the creators of Fury and Haven. Climb anywhere and plan your route carefully, managing pittance and resources to survive unforgiving Mount Kami. Discover what Awita is willing to sacrifice to achieve the ascent of a lifetime. If you ever want to feel like you were in Free Solo or any climbing themed movies or adventures, but without the thrill of, almost dying, Cairn is the game that you definitely want to check out and play. It had me on the edge of my seat because of the core mechanics of the gameplay. So you are using your character of Ava, who was all bandaged up because she is essentially a master climber, and you are cycling through each one of your limbs. So you're going from arm to arm and leg to leg, and you're just trying to find the best route to climb this mountain. That does seem simple at first, but there's a lot of mechanics involved with your climbing. So you will feel the controller shake as you can feel her balance kind of slipping. You can also refresh her stamina, which will allow you to climb more. You can also have your little robot companion create the pittance that will allow you to just hang there. There's also a food, a cold, and a water meter that you have to manage when you go into your camp. And you manage that with the various resources that you find as you climb up and up the mountain. So like I said, it had me on the edge of my seat. My heart was racing. When you fall and you die, it's pretty crazy to see that. I really encourage you to try this demo out. It's available right now as I'm looking at the Steam page. I don't know if they'll pull it at any time. I think they were going to pull it, but then the developers decided to keep it up for a while. But hopefully by the time this video comes out, the demo is still available. Cairn is definitely a game you want to keep your eyes on. It doesn't have a release date, but it should be coming out sometime this year. I'm definitely going to play it all the way through when it comes out fully. Definitely going to leave a review on this one, but this looks to be a very interesting game. Kind of unique twist on the climbing genres, kind of like Jusant was, or maybe Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. So interesting game. Yeah, definitely check out Cairn if you haven't already. Next thing I tried is a game called Awita Journey of Hope, and it is a captivating side-scrolling Metroidvania game that follows the remarkable journey of a courageous girl determined to rescue her village from the clutches of a devastating epidemic. And this is developed and published by Ant Game Projects. And I don't know when I saw this. It was a while ago, and I wishlisted it, and I know it had a demo. I was like, oh, I'll try this out because it has a really cool pixel art. So yeah, it's a pretty standard side-scrolling Metroidvania. You are puzzle solving. You're going through each section of every level. You're using your sword. You have a nice jump. You have a dodge. You'll get a double jump, various abilities that will help you take out the enemies in that. I haven't put a whole lot of time in this demo, but it looks very interesting. I do enjoy the pixel art. It feels good to play, and that's what you really want in a Metroidvania. That's the first thing I really tested in this, was like how good does it feel to jump in this game, and it feels pretty good. The dodging is not the best from what I remember playing this game. You're seeing the footage behind you, so interesting game, but pixel art looks really cool, and there's more to be seen in this game. So yeah, the demo's still available for this game, and it's set to come out in Q2 of 2025. So that is Awita Journey of Hope. And the next couple of games I'm going to mention come out on January the 16th, which is next week, and they both have demos as well. So, but these are games that I'm excited for, and this one is called Blade Chimera, and it is developed by Team Ladybug and published by Playism. And the description says, explore a dark and sinister Osaka as the demon hunter Shin battle demons, regain lost skills and uncover the truth of your forgotten past in this exciting occult-inspired cyberpunk Metroidvania. Yeah, this is another Metroidvania with also really cool pixel art. Enjoyed this game. It has an interesting form of combat, which you are essentially using your gun, but eventually you will team up with a demon, so a demon hunter pairing up with a demon, and the story kind of involves around Shin not really trusting the sword entity that is involved in that, but he's able to use it as a host, but he's more using his gun, and then you use the blade to kind of stick to walls and enemies and use it as a platform. You can also stick it into the ground for a shield as well, but the pixel art looks really cool in this. I love what the combat is doing, and I love the cool enemy designs in this game. Blade Chimera, if you've seen the trailers of the game, and it's really cool. Like the description says, it is a cyberpunk Metroidvania, so take with that what you will. So a lot of cyberpunk elements with it, and it is a cyberpunk Japan, and it looks really cool. I don't know what more to say about Blade Chimera other than it looks cool. It's got a demo that's still available, but it comes out on January the 16th, so definitely may pick this one up, or I may pick up the next one, which I'll talk about right now. And that is called Tyrant's Realm, and this is developed by Team Tyrant and published by Skystone Games. And Tyrant's Realm is a roguelike action adventure inspired by PS1 visuals. Explore procedurally generated dark fantasy worlds, battling through dangers that evolve with each run. Death is not the end, as the night is still young. This game basically says, what if Dark Souls came out in the PS1 era, and what if Dark Souls was an action roguelike? I actually made a joke one time. I was kind of chatting with some people in the stream one time that Dark Souls is a roguelike. I was like, let me cook, hear me out. But Dark Souls is it's not a Metroidvania, it's not a roguelike, so come on. I mean, Elden Ring, Night Rain is gonna be that roguelike that people are wanting. So, but Tyrant's Realm is an action roguelike, but it takes a lot of what Dark Souls is doing. You even see a lot of the same animations from the light attacks and the heavy attacks. It even has the same button layout. You have your light attack on R1, heavy attack on R2, you have a dodge on B or circle if you were playing on PlayStation. I don't know if this will come out on PlayStation, but if you're playing on a standard controller on Steam, it will be on B, and you have interact with A. If you are familiar with any Souls-like game, this game doesn't do anything different other than it being an action roguelike. But it's also really cool. You're basically going from room to room, procedure generated, you're attacking enemies, you're gaining items as you go from chest, and also barrels, which is something that I didn't think that was going to happen. So as you roll into barrels, they will be money in them. The things that people were talking about with Souls-likes where they thought money or items would be in barrels and you never saw them, this game has it. So it has exactly that. You also have a parry system, so you have a shield you put up and you also parry. The one thing that this game does not have is a backstab. I tried to backstab enemies and I was like, wait, this is a Souls-like combat, why don't I have a backstab? So I was pretty shocked by that, and I did not know that it didn't have a backstab. There's also a really cool mechanic when you dodge enemies at the perfect time. You also get a little bit of slowdown, so it's kind of a perfect dodge, so to speak. But yeah, interesting game. It looks really cool. I'm definitely gonna pick this one up when it comes out on January the 16th. And yeah, it's good. When you die, you lose everything, but you still have the items that you unlock in the shop. So really cool looking game with PS1 visuals. Tyrant's Realm looks to be a really fun game that I'm going to play when it comes out. If you want to check it out, the link to the game will be in the description of this video. In fact, a link to all of these games will be in the description of this video. I hope you found some of these games interesting. Let me know if one or any of these games that you found interesting in the comments below. I definitely want to hear your take on any one of these games, or if there's something that I missed that is coming out in the next couple of weeks that you think I should try out, let me know in the comments as well. I want to build that community that I talked about at the end of the year, so definitely let me know in the comments. Definitely want to have that conversation going, and I'm going to make one of these every single week along with my series on UEFA 50 or any other indie game related things that I got coming out on the channel. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Basic Fun if you want to see more from me. My name is Chike, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.